everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet a wide spike stitch, which you can see here in front of you. Now this is a very highly textured, very strong, robust crochet stitch. There's a little bit of stretch if you pull it vertically, but there is no stretch really at all when you pull it in the horizontal direction. It's fairly dense. It is a slower stitch to work up because you are always working over top of your stitches, but it would make a great stitch for a variety of projects, and I'm really itching to try it out in maybe a washcloth or a hot pad or something because it is so wonderfully thick and textured. So this is the wide spike stitch. Today we're going to learn how to crochet it. I'll be using a 5mm or an H8 crochet hook, as well as a worsted weight cotton yarn. This is the Pima Cotton by Lion Brand Yarn. A copy of the free written instruction can be found on my website at richtexturescrochet.com, and there will be a direct link to them down in the description of this video. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to subscribe, take a look around. This channel is full of free crochet patterns for you and your home, and it's updated every week with new ones, as well as a weekly free stitch tutorial on Sunday mornings. Our stitch today is worked in rows, so we're going to start by making a slip knot. And then by working our foundation chain. Now our foundation chain today can be any number of stitches. I'm going to start today by chaining 20. Once you have your foundation chain the desired length, you're going to begin row 1 by working a half double crochet into the third chain from your hook, and then half double crochet into each stitch all the way across. At the end of row 1, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now for row 2, you're going to slip stitch into your first stitch. Your chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and slip stitch into each stitch all the way across. I should specify it's each half double crochet stitch. So you're going to skip that chain 2 down at the end. I'm going to just continue working here all the way across, slip stitch in each half double crochet stitch all the way across. So you'll see I'm leaving that remaining chain 2 unworked. You're then going to chain 2 and turn your work. We're now going to work the first row of our spike stitches. You're going to begin row 3 by working a spiked half double crochet stitch down into the chain 2 space 2 rows below. So yarn over, bring your hook down, working over top of that slip stitch row into the chain 2 space 2 rows below, insert your hook and work a half double crochet. You're then going to work a half double crochet between the next 2 half double crochet stitches 2 rows below. So again, working over that slip stitch row into the space between the next 2 half double crochet stitches, half double crochet. You're going to repeat that all the way across, always working in between the half double crochet stitches, the next 2 half double crochet stitches 2 rows below. As you're working these spike stitches, be careful not to pull too tightly. You don't want your fabric to bunch, but you also don't want them to be too loose either. So half double crochet in each space 2 rows below all the way across. When you come all the way across, you will have a half double crochet stitch and then a space in between your chain space, or I guess here in this first row it's the final 2 half double crochets. Work your final half double crochet between those final 2 stitches, chain 1, and turn your work. Now for row 4, once again you're going to slip stitch into that first stitch and then slip stitch into each stitch all the way across. And again, that's each half double crochet stitch. So when you come to the end and you see that chain 2, you do not work a slip stitch into that chain 2. My final half double crochet, chain 2, and turn your work. Now for that row 5, once again you're going to start by working your first spiked half double crochet stitch in the space between the chain 2 and the first half double crochet. You're then going to half double crochet in the space between the next 2 half double crochet stitches 2 rows below, once again working over top of that slip stitch row. All the way across. When you come across, you're going to work your final half double crochet stitch into that final space. And that's it for this pattern. For the rest of the pattern, you're simply going to repeat your rows 4 and 5 for as long as you would like, then fasten off and weave in your ends, and that's all there is to working this very textured wide spike stitch. So thank you so much for joining me. Once again, I invite you to subscribe, take a look around, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, happy crocheting. Bye.